recording.
Hi, my name is Danyoline. I am a peer counselor in the Department of Counseling. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that everything you say here is confidential, but there are limits to confidentiality. If you tell me that you're going to hurt yourself, someone else, or know an imminent danger of someone else, we may have to break confidentiality. We can meet for 30 minutes once a week from now on till the rest of the semester. However, you may refuse treatment at any time. Do you have any questions?
No.
What's your name?
Melissa.
Okay, I'm Melissa. What are you here for today?
Okay, so I'm here because I'm a freshman here. This is my first semester, and I'm an English major here. I'm really passionate about English and writing. Like, I just love it so much. And I'm also interested in criminal justice issues too. So in the future, I think that I kind of want to be a journalist and work with the criminal justice system. And the problem is that both of my parents, my mom is a lawyer, my dad is a doctor, and they have pressured me my whole life to be, they either gave me a choice to be a doctor or to be a lawyer, and so I kind of showed interest in the criminal justice system, so I told them that, I'll be a lawyer. And so as of now, they think I'm majoring in law here, but I am majoring in English. And my problem is I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know how I'm gonna tell them when I have to. I don't know if they're gonna find out before I tell them. But the thing is they're always asking me about how my classes are going and everything, and I kind of just have to lie to them because I think that if they knew I was doing something other than law, they'd be so angry and probably, I don't even know how it would go, but there's just a lot of negativity around it, and I'm kind of really worried about, having that conversation with them eventually.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're a freshman and that one of your parents is a doctor and another one is a lawyer, and how they have always pushed this idea for you to choose either to be a lawyer or a doctor, and you told them that you were going to study the criminal justice system, but instead you're an English major, and now you are conflicted about telling them about the situation, and you have to lie to them and tell them that your classes are going fine and you're having a hard time. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's all correct.
Okay, so have you thought about how you want to have this conversation with them?
I thought about it a few times, and I don't know, like I said, I'm just kind of really worried about it, but I wasn't even planning on telling them right away, just because I guess it's only my first semester, so I'm thinking I can wait a little longer, it won't hurt, but I feel maybe I should tell them sooner than later, because I think I'd rather have them know earlier than to go a few years and them think I'm still doing law. So I've kind of thought about I would just sit them down and explain to them how passionate I am about writing, and I just kind of explain to them how I show an interest in law, but it's not what I want to do as a career in the future. So I guess I kind of thought about what I would say to them, but I'm just really worried about the reaction they'd have, because I said my whole life they put this pressure on me to be a lawyer, and I kind of said I would live up to that expectation, and now I'm kind of just doing my own thing, and it's going to be a huge curveball for them.
Do you have an idea of how they might react to this conversation?
Yeah, they're probably going to be really angry. They're probably going to yell at me. They might say that what I want to do isn't good enough, and that I need to be a lawyer just to support myself in the future, to make money, just to follow in the footsteps of my mom, and that what I want to do as a journalist or something in the future is not a good job to have, and I think they're just gonna like tear down like everything that like I love about English and writing, and yeah, it's just probably going to make me like feel terrible, and yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so you said that they're probably going to tear down everything you love about this field. So what exactly do you mean by tear everything down?
What I mean is like they're going to like make it seem like it's nothing, like that like it's something that I shouldn't love. Like I should love law more because it's just more interesting. There's more money in it, and you know, it's just something that they've always wanted me to do. And also what I mean by tearing it down is like they're gonna probably like try to make it seem like I'm just, I guess, kind of stupid for choosing to do something like this instead of what they want me to do and what I always said I was going to do.
Okay, so what I hear is that you are concerned about telling your parents about your major because you feel that they're going to tear everything down that you love about this major. And this is going to be a hard step for you because since you're very passionate about it, you don't want them to sort of deviate you from what you have chosen to do. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so could you tell me exactly what you like about this field compared to what their current career is?
So I don't know, like I said, I just really just love writing. Like my whole life, ever since like I was younger, I just love to do it. I love to express myself. And like in high school, like I took a lot of writing classes. Like I always loved English. It was always my favorite subject. Like as a kid, I used to write stories and everything, so I was always very like expressive. And I think that's more me as opposed to doing law. Like I said, it's always like been a little bit of an interest to me because like I've always been surrounded by it, like from my mom, and she's always like exposed me to like cases she's worked on and everything, which is all very interesting. However, it's just not something I could see myself doing. I just don't feel like I'm that type of person to become a lawyer, and I'm more of a person, to express myself like in writing.
Okay, that makes sense. So could you explore the feelings that you will feel if they were to, I guess, push you towards their careers or tear down everything that you like about journalism?
Yeah, I think I would definitely be even more stressed about this whole thing because at that point, if like they were trying to like so hard to steer me into doing law, I don't know like what I do. I don't know like if they like try to make me like change my major or something. I don't know how I'd react to it, but I think I definitely would add stress to it. I'd be devastated. I don't know how I'd cope with like if I had to change my major, like if they like refused to like pay for school anymore or something, if I chose to try to stick with the major. I don't know how I'd cope with like doing something that I don't truly want to do and I'm not passionate about.
Okay. So you're telling me that you don't know exactly how you would react if they were to change your major or change everything that you love. So would you know how you would feel, however, if you continue this lie any longer? Because before, at the beginning of the session, you expressed that you are okay with indulging in lies for a couple of more months since you're only a freshman.
Yeah, I think if I continued this, I think it would definitely make things worse in the future. I think that on top of me not doing what they thought I was doing the whole time, as a law major, I think the lying aspect to it would definitely add to like their anger because instead of just being, you know, very honest with them and like, and just telling them like, you know, expressing how I feel about, you know, not wanting to do law and like the major that I have now, I think that it would definitely make them more disappointed, I think, because I think right now even like they'd be disappointed that I'm not doing what they want me to do, and I think if I like continue to lie to them, like it would make things a lot worse and they'd be even more disappointed in me.
Okay, so you're telling me that you think that prolonging the situation would just make everything worse, since they're already mad about, or since they will be mad if they found out that you're in journalism instead of any law classes or having a career like your mom. If they found out, they'll be mad, so just prolonging it is just going to make it worse. So can you tell me about your feelings in regards to when your parents are discussing anything related in their field?
So I think especially when my mom like is talking about, you know, her cases and just like whatever her, you know, daily life and, you know, at work, I think it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable because she probably thinks like that's going to be me in the future, like I'm going to be just like her, and she probably, you know, thinks like, you know, I know like all about this stuff, or I'm starting to learn more about it, and she probably thinks that like I'm like connecting with her on that level, because I think they also think that I truly do want to be a lawyer, because I've always told them that like I would do it, so I think they have like the wrong impression too. So yeah, I think I feel uncomfortable like when she talks about it, and then when they also like ask me about all my classes, my law classes, I definitely feel really uncomfortable and like I don't know what to say. And like I always have to just like, you know, make things up, like to make them believe that like I'm actually in the law major and taking classes.
Okay. Do you consider your parents supportive?
Overall, they are. However, the one thing missing is just me with my like career. That's the only thing that I don't think they're really supportive of. I mean, I don't think they're going to be. But yeah, that's the only thing. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, in other aspects of my life, they are. So like, it could very well be that they will be supportive of my decision to choose a different career path.